Enterprise Institute. They opposed the Obama plan, and Fred Krupp, president of the Environmental Defense Fund, who was shaking his head over here saying, yes, Allie's right. They consulted with the White House on the new policy. Fred, people hear this news and they might automatically say, hey, all cars 35 miles per gallon. But the reality is, Allie mentioned it, fleet. So what does it really mean for the average person sitting at home when they hear this new standard?
It means there's going to be more choices, just like Allie said. It means you're going to be able to get SUVs and even bigger cars that will be a lot more fuel efficient. It means that the average person is going to save a lot of money at the pump. So while there will be a small bump and increase in manufacturing costs, it will be much better for the consumers at the pump.
Wow, did I hear Sam sighing over there? I mean, Sam, what was going on there? What's the problem? He said it could be cheaper, better cars, more choices. What's the beef?
And all our children will be above average in intelligence. Look, anytime you see the auto industry shake hands with the administration on a deal like this, consumers should run for the hills. If these technologies are so great, if they're going to pay back for themselves in 3 years, 5 years, whatever, you do not need a federal mandate to get consumers to buy them. And if you do have a mandate, there's a good suspicion that these technologies are not what they're cracked up to be. And in fact, they are not. It was only 4 weeks ago that the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety ran crash tests showing that mini cars are much, much worse in crash worthiness than mid-sized cars.
Sam, is your problem 35?
This is one big problem.
Sam,
CAFE standards kill people, and now they're going to be killing the auto industry as well.
Wow. Sam, 1 second.
There's a lot going on
No kidding, Sam, I got to figure out, is your problem 35 miles per gallon, or is it the federal mandate? Exactly what is your problem? It seems to be the government setting the rules you have a problem with.
That's because the government is placing all its bets and it's forcing all of consumers' choices on what it sees as a good car.
Okay.
Let me throw Sam a bone on this one, Sam. First of all, I get what you're saying about bigger cars being safer, and Humvees are safer than passenger cars, and Bradley fighting vehicles are the safest of all, but that's not how we're going to get around. The Europeans do just fine in small cars. Let me just tell you this, though. Sam is right. There's nothing that achieved greater fuel efficiency in America than $4 a gallon gasoline. That's when people made their own decisions. So some combination of less access to gasoline or higher prices for gas. I'm sure, Sam, you're not going to like that either. But the reality is you need consumer choice to drive this, and you do need some government mandate.
Right, and the big problem is if we get gasoline staying at affordable prices under $3 a gallon, you're going to get the government going through twists and turns to figure out some way to raise the price of that gasoline to get some of the bite out of these CAFE standards. And if they're not honest enough to admit that they would love to see higher priced gasoline, they've got no business using smoke and mirrors.
All right, let's bring Fred into this conversation. Look, Allie just mentioned that the Europeans are going to get 47 miles per gallon. The U.S. isn't even aiming for that in this. Why shouldn't the U.S. be held to even higher standards than what the president is suggesting?
Because what the Europeans are saying
Sam, 1 second. Fred, go ahead.
This is a huge step in the right direction. In terms of breaking the back of oil addiction, this is the biggest thing to happen since the 1973 Arab oil embargo. And the amazing thing about this is that the president, Barack Obama, is doing this with the auto companies. We should be celebrating because this is the way we need things to happen in Washington.
Right.
This is going to be a model for how we proceed on climate change in the bigger bill.
I mean, Sam, look,
excuse me, wait.
Sam, we know from all the Sam, if I may,
Sam, here's Lisa. These are the questions for you.
Hi, Sam. I'm Lisa. How are you? So we know from all the world's scientific consensus that climate change is the biggest threat to our children that is out there. I mean, at what point do we put politics aside and say, we're going to get serious about this?
In the last decade, even though this alleged poison gas CO2 has been actually increasing in terms of atmospheric levels, in the last decade there has been no warming whatsoever, which is something that none of these much ballyhooed climate models ever predicted. And so that's why you've got enviros talking not so much about global warming, but about climate change, which is totally
Sam, let's talk about business for a second, though. You're worried that this is actually not going to help the car companies, but the car companies aren't exactly in a great spot right now. And we should point out, GM came out on Monday and said, look, they're already exceeding what the guidelines were for this year. So if they're not in a great spot, why not put every U.S. automaker on a level playing field, let them turn out the same cars, let the consumer decide, and it's not like they're all going to be mini cars. Wait a second.
There is no reason to think that politicians who have never sold a car, let alone built one, are really the experts here at automotive engineering. I'd rather see the administration try to attempt brain surgery than to redesign a car.
But they control the car companies.
The president's found a way to bring together the governors who wanted higher fuel economies, the car companies, not just the American car companies, but BMW, Porsche, Mercedes are all part of this. They found a consensus way to go forward. Global warming is a very real threat. The world has warmed. This is a great day, a real breakthrough for America.
Last question, Fred, what kind of car do you drive?
Prius.
Sam?
Yes, I didn't catch a question.
What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a CRV.
All right, I was just checking because, you know, if you drove a Prius, I'd be saying, what's going on, Sam? All right, Sam Kazman and Fred Krupp, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks so much, folks. Folks, go to see